This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com.
Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is 11/23/22, show number 441. So, final trading day before Thanksgiving. What can we expect here, Nick?
You expect exactly what we've seen all week. Light volume, just a little bit of what we call a buoyant market. That's what light volume really gives us, a buoyant to slightly upside market. Rarely do we look for any major declines ahead of a major holiday because of the volume that's out here, very little selling pressure. So, this is exactly what we've seen this week, is just a very controlled holiday market. Nothing more, nothing less.
All right, which, hey, we kind of expected, but in light of the fact the past several holidays, we got crashes at that time. You had to be on the lookout for it.
Oh, definitely. When you get a bear market, you do not want to take a holiday session for granted. But this one seems to be going according to plan and back to the old script, at least for now.
All right. So what's going on in the oil market this week?
All right. So oil has been all over the map this week. This has been really one of the more volatile industry groups and sectors. Basically, on Monday, oil gapped down on news that there was going to be some price caps put in by European Union. And then all of a sudden, we heard news later in the day that it was not going to be there was not going to be any price cap put in on Russian oil, and oil ripped higher. Now today, we're getting news again that apparently the EU is looking to impose price caps on Russian oil once again, and I really don't know how that's going to go over there in Russia or in the European Union. But these people act like they know what they're doing. Today, crude oil is trading lower by 3%, so maybe they do. But I would expect the unexpected. And on the flip side, Nat gas today is up about 10%. So that is soaring. That is ripping higher. And I believe tomorrow the EU ministers are going to have a meeting to discuss the potential price cap proposal. So, we'll see how this plays out. I don't think this is a smart thing to do, but, I don't make the rules. I just trade it.
Yeah. Well, it's going to cause havoc. It's going to elicit a response from Russia. Where it all ends, nobody knows. But, we've been raging bulls on nat gas for over a year now, Nick.
Yeah, and I'm still a raging bull on nat gas. I mean, any significant pullback pattern, I'd be a buyer, and I would be a buyer of oil as well. Right now, oil's getting a little bit of a bad rap because China continues to implement COVID policies, and every time China shuts down a city over there, oil seems to decline, and that seems to be the case at the moment. Overall, I mean, this world doesn't run on alternate energy yet. It still runs on fossil fuel, and that's really all we need to know.
Yeah, so it's not going to run on the wind, huh? Doesn't run on the wind yet?
I don't think they've mastered the wind yet. They're getting there, I guess, but they haven't done it by using wind. They haven't done it by using these panels. They haven't done it by using these big lithium batteries that it takes tons and tons of diesel fuel to get out of the ground. So I just don't think that they've mastered it yet. But they're still claiming to make an attempt.
Right. Well, I'll believe it all when I see it. Nick, and it hasn't come yet. There's a lot of promising different energy sources out there that, given time, will no doubt supplant petroleum, but we certainly are not there yet. And I think that's the important thing to keep track of. Well, gold is flat today.
Yeah, so gold is basically flat as we speak, but I got to say, I love what gold has done here. It had a big surge about 2 weeks ago, and it's really just consolidating now. So as long as you consolidate like this, it's actually making a bullish setup for another significant pop higher. So I actually like what gold is doing on the daily chart. Looks good.
And silver is performing nicely as well.
Yeah, silver is actually up pretty decently today. So we have a pretty good pop in silver. You're going to see that also making the same type of pattern, but it's just much stronger than gold at this stage of the game.
All right. So Bitcoin futures, what do we got here?
So Bitcoin futures today are getting a bid. They're up about 2% today, sitting at around 15,900. So they're living to fight another day. If you are one of the Bitcoin nibblers down here, I would still be very, very cautious because the next leg down takes you sub 12,000. So all in all, catching a bid today, but I don't know if it lasts for much longer. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm still in the camp. The bigger picture tells me Bitcoin ultimately goes sub 12,000.
Hey, and we should note that it's firmly in the bear chart territory because it stayed below the December 2017 high of what was that, 19,700. So it's trading. It's lost nearly 84% of its value, Nick. 83% rather.
Yeah, and you're 100% correct. It is now below all the major moving averages on every time frame, and it is putting in more bearish consolidation since the recent fall that happened on November 9th. So November 9th, Bitcoin went down and tested 15,000. It's a little bit above that now, but putting in what we call bearish consolidation, and the next move lower takes you to around, I would say, probably 11,700. Just briefly, should pierce through that 12,000 mark.
All right, I'm buying it. I see it. Look at 12,000. I mean, that is like, I think I gave the wrong numbers there, but at 12,000, it would be down 83%. At 16,000, call it, it is down. It's down 70, almost 77%. So.
Yeah, well, it's got more to go though. It's going to go lower, and this FTX story is not over either. There's a lot that's going on there. I mean, every day it's almost like a Tom Clancy novel. You hear something more and more outlandish, and who knows what the truth is out there. But this story is not over by a long stretch at this point in time.
Hey, just shows whatever man can come up with, technology will be used for evil, Nick.
I believe that as well, unfortunately.
And whether it's cryptos or nuclear explosions, it's all going to be put to naught. In any event, enough philosophy for the day. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey. Your cost of a Thanksgiving meal has transitorily increased by 26% on the low side. Could be up as high as 50%, depending on where you're living and what you're buying. So have a nice transitory inflationary Thanksgiving, and we will be back next Monday.
Happy transitory Thanksgiving, Kerry.
All right, and don't forget, go over to Nick's site, inthemoneystocks.com, see how he's been beating the averages, see his latest calls that have paid off in spades. Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago 01, at Kerry Lutz. Email address kl@kerrylutz.com. Feel free to post your comments to the YouTube channel. We will review some in the near future and let you know what we think. All right, Nick, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, pal.